So today I'm going to be talking you through 5 different apocalypse events that Earth, in 4 out of 5 cases, humanity has gone through and survived. That were pretty tough, and honestly, I don't know how we pulled through, but we did. And yeah, in terms of my approach to history and my love for events, I tend to prefer those that involve mass death, mass destruction, apocalypses, that kind of stuff. Wars, yeah. So this is one of my favorite parts of history. And it's kind of psychopathic, I've been told, but I do not care. So let's get right into it. First of all, let's start with the bubonic plague. Now, you know what the bubonic plague is. It was this epidemic that kind of destroyed Europe and really spread around the world. I mean, the latest one was in 1855 in China, and it killed millions of people, literally millions. And like the Chinese one, killed, I think it was 10 million people. The European one in the 14th century killed 200 million. I think it was a quarter of Europe's population. It was horrible. I mean, sanitary conditions were terrible, and well, people just locked themselves up in houses and put crosses in in doors and windows, trapping people, healthy people inside with anyone who had the plague. So everyone inside would die because it was highly contagious. And like I said, there were absolutely no sanitary methods. I mean, compared with now with the coronavirus pandemic, we were wearing masks. We're doing the whole quarantine thing. That didn't exist back then. We were washing our hands. That concept did not exist. They threw waste onto the streets. So it spread so quickly. It spread like wildfire. And it was quite deadly. And like I said, a lot of people, millions, literally millions of people died. Deadliest disease ever. But humanity pulled through. I mean, the latest outbreak was, like I said, 19th century. And here we are, surviving through yet another pandemic. Then, moving on to apocalypse event number 4, is this storm of 1859. Now, although that in itself wasn't an apocalypse, because, I mean, 1859, 19th century, we have Victorian era, kind of industrial revolution, but not relying extremely heavily on electronics. Literally not relying on electronics, what am I saying? There was some electricity being used, but not nearly half as much as today. And so society was quite, calm compared to today. Conditions are terrible, but this one, it's not about health conditions. This one, what it actually was a solar flare going into Earth. Now, what happened back then wasn't really huge. I mean, I don't know the exact events, exact chronology of what happened, but it wasn't a huge event. However, the reason why it's in this list is because what if it happened today? Today we rely so heavily on electronics, literally. If you're watching this video, you're watching it through your computer, your phone. If you're, like me recording this video, I'm recording it on my phone, I have my notes on my computer, I have like a light bulb on. We rely a lot on electricity. So if this were to happen today, it would have destroyed most electrical apparatus, and life as we know it would change quite drastically, quite fast. And there was actually a close call on this, 2012. Yes, that year. Scientists said that, a solar flare came quite close to Earth. And if it had happened 6 minutes before, well, we probably would have, like I said, had electricity collapsed and even entered another ice age. not fun. Then the next one on the list, sorry, this is taking ages to load. Okay, it's this explosion that happened. Well, kind of a meteor, I don't know if that's a word, but it fell on Earth. had it fallen, say, in North America, Africa, Europe, I mean, had it fallen pretty much anywhere, it would have killed so many people. Happened in 1908, by the way. It killed so many people, and, well, it was huge. I don't know the exact sizing measurements, I guess, but it was huge. Luckily, it fell in Russia. Now, I say luckily because Russia is huge and has these areas where there's literally no one there because it's so sparsely populated, and it fell in one of those places. The explosion was seen by people hundreds of kilometers away, but there weren't any huge consequences. But had it fallen, like I said, in Europe, it just fallen in Europe, say France, which is quite in France, Germany, which is right in the middle, I can guarantee a lot of people would have died. Not only in those countries, but also because of after effects. So that was another apocalypse event. Then we have this weird one. It's called the Neolithic Apocalypse, and it happened back in the Neolithic. But the reason why this is so weird is because humanity came extremely, so close to extinction. And the weird part is, we still don't know why. We still don't know what exactly happened here. It may have been a volcano, may have been sudden, not a meteor, but sudden environmental change, may have been a disease, may have been whatever. Could have been just people killing each other because of lack of food, lack of resources. We don't know. What we do know is that the population drastically decreased. Drastically. And how do you even explain that? Kind of a dystopian world, But society pulled through. I mean, this was literally millions of years ago. Or thousands, I don't know the exact time period. Prehistoric eras, I do not know. I know more about from ancient history, in other words. But it was a significant amount of time ago, and here we are. Like I said, living through quite a harsh pandemic. And last but not definitely not least, is the Permian extinction. This, by the way, I am not counting the dinosaurs one here because no, but when the whole what was the word? Like when the continents started separating, there was this mass extinction because of volcanoes, because of other stuff that caused the death of millions of species, and probably a lot of them went extinct. I think it was, in terms of aquatic life, nearly 100%. Terrestrial life, quite a huge percentage. I don't remember the exact one, but horrible. It's just horrible. And this is the one I mentioned that does not involve humanity because this is pre-humans, I think. Like I said, this period of time I can't exactly label, but it was humans weren't exactly directly affected. It was more life on Earth. And yeah, we survived in society. Life survived this, and this was most likely the most apocalyptic one, let's say. If this were to happen today, I mean, the conditions of Earth doesn't allow, the conditions on Earth don't allow, that's the way to say it, this to happen again. But if it were to happen again, humanity would kind of perish. But luckily it happened a long time ago, and here we are. And yeah, that is it. Those are the 5 apocalypse events that happened that humanity and life managed to pull through and survive. There are others, obviously I just mentioned these 5. Then I was planning on including some others, including 30 Years' War, the fall of the Shan Dynasty, the fall of the Western Roman Empire. But these are more human apocalypse, disaster, dystopian, crazy mass death events that caused by humans, and I do not count that because that is different. Apocalypse is something out of humanity's control. That's how I define it. It's apocalypse in the exact definition. I do not know, but the way I think of it is an event which causes mass death, mass destruction, and is out of the control of the people on Earth. Say aliens were involved, that would count as an apocalypse. Now, if it's a war or not disease, but a war, genocide, dystopian society being created, that would be a different thing. No, not apocalypse. And yeah, that is it. So I have nothing else to say. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. I found it interesting. And yeah, bye.